Have you ever wondered why some people are just naturally confident? Well, I have news for you. Nobody is naturally confident. Confidence is a muscle that you build with intentional practice. For every confident person that you meet, there's something that they're doing on a regular basis, kind of like exercise and muscles, that is building their confidence. And there are things that they're refusing to do or things they're refusing to allow that are making sure, that are ensuring that they stay confident. In this video, I'm going to share 7 habits that you need to have if you want to build confidence and maintain that confidence. And the first habit is accept yourself fully. I know that this seems counterproductive because you think that if you want something to change in your life, you have to list everything that's wrong with you and work on changing those things. But actually, and I love this quote by Carl Rogers that says, "The curious paradox is when I accept myself just as I am, I can change." If you want to know how to accept yourself more fully, then you definitely need to get my free ebook. It's linked in the description and it's called How to Become Your Most Confident Self in 5 Days. When you accept yourself, accept your uniqueness, accept your flaws, accept your weaknesses, accept your strengths, accept that you're a human being, you will make mistakes, accept everything that you've been through and everything that you are now, accept it, then you can start to change. And you change from a place of love, of understanding what is just part of who you are, because you are human and you're allowed to be flawed, and what you can change. And that change comes not from a place of shame or from a place of self-criticism, but from a place of desiring the best for yourself, from a place of knowing that you should do better because you deserve better. Truly confident people have accepted themselves, they've accepted their uniqueness, they're self-aware, they know who they are, they've accepted who they are, and they're working with their unique blueprint to improve their lives and to become their best selves. If you want to know how to accept yourself more fully, then you definitely need to get my free ebook. It's linked in the description and it's called How to Become Your Most Confident Self in 5 Days. And I teach you all about self-acceptance. I teach you about self-forgiveness, which is going to be my next point. I teach you everything that you need to know to build confidence that will last you a lifetime. So check that out in the description box. To be truly confident, you need to forgive yourself for your past mistakes. I remember there was a mistake that I made and I just didn't seem to be able to get past it. And it just affected my self-worth, affected my self-esteem. For months on end, I just kept bashing myself over and over. And it affected my confidence. Because what happens when you don't forgive yourself for your mistakes is that you develop this resentment against yourself and you start to self-sabotage because you don't believe that you're a good person. You don't believe that you deserve better opportunities. You low-key hate yourself. And if you hate somebody, you will stand in that person's way, even if that person is yourself. And so I realized that something had to change. I needed to get past this. I needed to forgive myself. And I spoke to a therapist and I was able to do, and he recommended a guided meditation on forgiveness. During that guided meditation, he took me back to the day that the incident in question happened, that I made the mistake. He made me visit myself, the person that I was in that moment. And I saw that I took the decision out of a hope that things would turn out differently. I didn't step out to make that mistake. I didn't intentionally do something bad. I wanted a good result from the thing that I did. And so just revisiting that moment and seeing myself and just understanding that I was really just trying my best made it easier for me to forgive myself. And then my confidence was rebuilt. And so regardless of how bad a mistake you think you've made, it's in the past. Unfortunately, it's called the past because it's in the past. There's nothing you can do about what has gone past. I was speaking to my cousin recently because she was saying, "Oh, I wish I had known better. I wish things had happened differently." And I'm like, they didn't. Unfortunately. There's nothing you can do about the past. Any attempt to revisit the past is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. What you can do is move forward. How can you move forward from what has already been done in the past? You need to forgive yourself because you have to live with yourself. And if you don't forgive yourself, you're going to hate yourself. You're going to self-sabotage. You're going to stand in your own way. And very soon, your confidence will be non-existent. Another thing to do if you want to build unshakable confidence is to focus on your own path. Comparison is a thief of joy. If you compare yourself with other people, no matter how much better you think the other person is, eventually you're going to come across somebody who has a better life than you. And you're just going to be miserable. You have a unique path. You are an individual with a special path that was designed for you. Focus on that path and become the best you that you can possibly be. I believe that life is not about destinations. It's about the journey to becoming your best self. I love what Michelle Obama says in her book about how people ask children, what do you want to be when you get older? What do you want to become when you get older? But life is a constant becoming. It's a journey, it's a process. You don't just become a doctor and then that's it. Now you can sit down and do nothing else with your life. There's a person that you're evolving to become that is far above any career, far above anything else that you can have in life. And that is such an exciting journey. But it's only exciting if you shut out the noise and focus on you. Who are you trying to be? If Oprah was trying to be the first neuroscientist, she probably would have had a very miserable time. Even if she eventually did do that, she probably would have been miserable and should have sucked at it, and she would have maybe given up by now. But she focused on becoming Oprah. To a lot of people, I'm sure that even now, being a talk show host doesn't sound like a big deal. It sounds like an easy career to some people. But I can imagine that in her time, saying she wanted to own a talk show, especially considering that she was from a disadvantaged background, was almost laughable. But that's what she was meant to do, right? Focus on your own path. The key to staying confident, because I believe that the resources that you need for the life of your dreams are on your own path. They are waiting for you on your own path. So if you deviate and go elsewhere because everybody else is going elsewhere, because you think somebody else knows what they're doing, you don't get the blessings that are meant for you. Your blessings are on the path that were designed for you. If you stay where you're supposed to be on your own path, you meet the blessings that are yours. So focus on your own path. Don't compare yourself to other people, especially not on social media, because you don't know what's going on there. But even the people in your life, they have their own journey, they have their own path, you have yours. Focus on yours. Let yours continue to unveil and become the best person that you could be. Become your best self. The only people you should compare yourself to: person you were yesterday, person you hope to become, and you can only do your best. So focus on your own path and you will be unstoppable. Another habit that's important for unshakable confidence is to get to know yourself. You can only love somebody you know. You can only love somebody you spend time with. Especially in these days when we have social media and we have all sorts of streaming services and you can distract yourself into nothingness. You don't take the time. People don't take the time to build self-awareness. And self-awareness is such an important skill to have, because that's how you don't end up living everybody else's life. That's how you don't end up following society's rules. That's how you don't end up doing things that you actually hate because the world has told you you should like them. So get to know yourself. The most confident people are people who know themselves. They know their capacity. They know their strengths. They know their uniqueness. They know that they're fantastic. They know what they bring to the world, but that's because they've taken time to get to know themselves. They've sat down with themselves. They've had conversations with themselves. They realized, oh my God, I'm really a fantastic person. I'm brave. I'm courageous. I've set my mind to do this, and this has happened for me. I decided to do this. I decided to make this plan, and the plan unfolded. I created this vision board, and it happened this way. Oh wow, I'm becoming a very interesting person. This is who I was 5 years ago. This is who I am now. But that's because they sat to get to know themselves. So get to know yourself. Journal your thoughts. Study the patterns of your life. Get to understand your quirks, what makes you special. And that way you even build a more aligned life. You have friends who you actually like and who actually like you. You attract opportunities that are easy for you to fit into because you know who you are. You know what to say yes to and what to say no to. I remember one time I got this really major job with somebody who was very successful. And it looked like the best deal of the century. But eventually I realized that no, this is not for me. This is not aligned. Now to other people it's like, how do you turn that down? But I turned it down because it's not for me. There was a guy that liked me and he looked like he was the best thing since sliced bread. All the girls wanted him, but I knew that he wasn't for me because I'm self-aware. At the end of the day, what's not meant for you, if you force yourself into what's not meant for you, the only thing that can come from it is misery. So becoming self-aware will reduce the amount of misery because again, unfortunately, that's life. We will face misery, like it or not. But if you're self-aware, if you get to know yourself, it will reduce the amount of misery that you go through because you don't put yourself in situations that you should never have been in the first place. Another way to ensure that you have unshakable confidence is to have a daily self-love practice. And the best way to do this, or one of the best ways to do this, is affirmations. My niece, my 10-year-old niece, I love how she does her affirmations. You just hear her singing, go Haley, go Haley, go, go, go Haley. It always just makes me happy because I love how even at this young age, she's already building up her own confidence because she will need it in the world that we're in today. There's an attack on your confidence. There's an attack on your self-worth. And if you're not constantly bolstering yourself up and preparing yourself for the assault that the world is going to hurl at you, the arrows that the world's going to hurl at you, the people who are going to make you want to make you feel inferior and less than, then that's going to be a problem. So it's very important that before you step out into the world, you guard yourself, you prepare yourself by telling yourself who you are. Because if you do not tell yourself who you are, the world will tell you. If you don't affirm yourself, the world will try to make you feel like there's something wrong with you, like you should feel small. And so affirmations are a daily self-love practice. Meditation is a daily self-love practice. Exercise is a daily self-love practice. Do something to pour into yourself before you go out into the world, because somebody is going to drain something out of you in the world. And so if you're constantly filling your own cup, if you're telling yourself, I'm amazing, my success is inevitable, I'm capable of doing great things, the likelihood that something somebody on the outside says is going to get to you is slim to none. Make sure to take care of your body and your mind. Taking care of your body and your mind is essential for confidence, because what you fill your mind with will show up in your life. And that's one of the reasons why I don't read gossip blogs. I do not laugh about somebody's breakup. I do not mock somebody whose marriage has broken up. I do not laugh at somebody who is being sued by their ex-girlfriend. I do not follow any gossip blogs because I just don't want to fill my mind with such nonsense. And this is not to judge you. Maybe it works for you, right? But I'm just saying you have to be intentional about curating a healthy mind, a mind that you actually want to be in, because you're going to be in your head a lot. So a place that is a friendly place to be in, that is filled with good things. I remember when I used to work for a news outfit, and I had to be reporting on terrorist attacks. So I had to set a Google alert so that every time there was a terrorist attack, I had to write that report. And unfortunately, in that part of the world where that was happening, there's no restrictions on the kind of pictures that could be posted on the media. And so I had to constantly be face to face with mangled bodies of children. And I just found myself in a pit of despair. I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't know why, but I was depressed. And eventually I realized what the issue was, and obviously I left that job. I don't listen to the news every day. I don't read the news every day. I'm not desperate to know what's going on in the world, because at the end of the day, what happens, especially if you're hearing about bombings and deaths and wars, it's like you end up feeling helpless because there's nothing you can do about it. And so now you're miserable over something that you have no control over. And I know some people think that's living in denial, but I've chosen to prioritize my desire to remain sane over my desire to stay informed. So especially in these times that we're in, you need to choose. Either you want to be insane or you want to be informed. I mean, if you can find a happy balance, fine. But I have noticed that the news doesn't really do much for me, right? I listen to the news that I can make a difference about and I can do something about, but I'm not going to sit down with a broadcast news station 24/7 listening to all the bad things that are happening in the world. So take care of your mind, take care of your body, eat healthy. This is not saying that you should only eat cauliflower rice and whatever else people are coming up with because cauliflower needs a break. But be healthy. You should not have ice cream every day of the week, right? Back to back. You should not be eating pizza every single day of the week. Taking care of yourself, taking care of your body will make you more confident. And this doesn't mean you have to be a certain size, but when you make healthy choices, you feel better about yourself. You know it. So make healthy choices so that you can feel better about yourself. And finally, to have unshakable confidence, surround yourself with positive people. The people that you spend time with will either drain you of all hope and life and passion, or they will constantly make you feel better about yourself. Think even now about the people that you spend time with. Just think about it. There's at least one person who every time you're around them, you just leave there feeling like you're standing tall. There's another person that just makes you question the purpose of life and why are you even here. And so you want to fill your life with more of the people who make you feel good. And this doesn't mean they should be yes men and people who just tell you what you need to hear, but they should be people who make you feel like you're becoming your best self, who are helping you to grow, people who are speaking life into you. And if you don't have any of those people around you, find a way to. I listened to Michelle Obama, Oprah. There was a time that people said I started to sound like them because I constantly have to have somebody speaking life over me. And if I cannot fill my immediate space with those people, I'll find a way to ensure that somebody is telling me that I'm all that and a bag of chips, because I am. And obviously I love to read my Bible as well. Even if you build your confidence and all the people around you are negative, it's going to be a constant battle because you're going to constantly be at odds with them, and eventually what's on the outside is going to get on the inside. So as you're speaking life to yourself, as you're affirming yourself, as you're building your confidence, you want to surround yourself with people who are helping you in that journey instead of hurting you. To help you to audit your relationship, check out my relationship audit guide in the description box. There'll be journal prompts to help you decide if your life is full of confidence boosters or drainers, and it will just help you identify the changes that you need to make, the boundaries that you need to set, just to have a healthier environment and have healthier people around you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you definitely should check out my video about how to be more confident than 99% of people up here. And you also need to join my 5-day confidence challenge, at the end of which you'll be your most confident self. You build unshakable confidence in just 5 days. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.